6:49 back here with some breaking headlines in our Smart Start. A woman is hospitalized recovering after a rollover crash.
This happened at North Winton and Colborne roads at around 11:30 last night. Police say that the woman in her 30s was driving on Winton when she hit two cars parked along the curb and flipped over. The other cars were unoccupied at the time. The cause of this crash remains under investigation.
RPD is busy looking for leads after a young man showed up at the hospital with a stab wound. Police got that call around 9:30 p.m. The victim in his 20s says he was injured during an argument on Child Street. At this point, no suspects are in custody.
A house in the city shot up with a woman and two children inside. Police say this happened around 7:45 p.m. when officers on patrol near Bartlett Street say they heard gunfire nearby, and moments later they learned a home on Sawyer Street was hit with a bullet. RPD says that a woman and two boys, 5 and 8 years old, were in the home, but thankfully there were no injuries. Police want anyone with information on this incident to please call 911.
Some new details this morning as we have the latest on a person recovering after getting hit by a school bus here in the city. That was at the corner of Hudson Avenue and Pulaski Street just before 4 p.m. yesterday. Police say the bus driver initially left but came back to the scene after realizing what actually happened. The driver had sideswiped another car, simultaneously hitting that person as they tried to get inside the vehicle. The victim is expected to make a recovery. No students were on the bus when this happened. RPD says the driver was not injured and is cooperating with authorities.
Irondequoit police released body camera video showing the moment an officer shot a dog dead after they say that it attacked an infant and an animal control officer.
This goes back to late last week, Friday morning at a home on Strathmore Circle. Here's Iran Spitzer with the video released this week. Iran.
Yeah, guys, first and foremost, the two victims in this incident Friday were both rushed to the hospital and are expected to make a full recovery. Before we go any further, we do want to warn you this video is unsettling. Now, police tell us they were initially called to the home for the report of a child bitten by a neighbor's loose dog. On scene, officers say they found the 1-year-old girl with a large bite wound on her leg. They called animal control to help restrain the erratic dog as they began trauma care to the girl. Once there, animal control worked with the dog's owner to rally in the dog, which was discovered to be unlicensed. As they tried to get the dog inside the animal control van, video shows the dog slipping his collar and lunging toward another animal control officer in the van and latching onto the officer's calf. The police officer is then seen springing into action, rushing from the street to the other side of the van where he shot and killed the dog. They shot the dog 7 times. Now, as the investigation continues, police tell us the owner has been ticketed for owning an unlicensed dog. The dog is also being tested for rabies since it was unvaccinated. Guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Iran. A man will soon be sentenced after a Monroe County jury found him guilty of beating and fatally shooting a Rochester taxi cab driver, David Treese III, back in April of last year.
This jury deliberated just a few hours before coming back with that decision. Guilty for 36-year-old David Porter on murder, multiple attempted robbery charges, along with a gun offense. At trial, the jury saw gruesome footage from Treese's dashboard camera the day of the killing. It showed the moments that Porter pistol whipped and shot the victim and left him to die. At closing arguments Monday, the defense once again brought up a point, asking the jury to keep an open mind after seeing that footage during testimony, agreeing that yes, Porter is guilty of the killing, but challenged the element of intent on the most serious charge, arguing because he was on a, quote, cocktail of drugs at the time, Porter was too intoxicated to be even able to have an intention to kill.
You can't let that affect you in terms of sympathy. You have to apply just the facts and the law in this case. What did he say to the police? Every time they showed him a picture, that's me, but I don't remember. I was high as hell. And that's what he told you on the stand this morning. He didn't remember. He was high as hell. And folks, is that a quantum leap at all?
Prosecution never bought that argument. After Treese was killed, left on the side of the road for dead, Porter crashed the cab into a tree nearby at Central Park as he tried to make a run for it.
He is so out of his mind on intoxicants that he cannot remember anything, he cannot form any intent, he can't make any decisions or what he's doing. He's just on autopilot.
After the closings, the jury did deliberate and brought back the verdict. Families were there in the courtroom emotional as that was announced. One of the family members for the victim had to leave the room, so overcome with emotion. Porter will be sentenced February 14th.
Sudden and shocking news to all who knew him. David Wagenhauser has passed away.
He was the man who ran in the fall against Claudia Tenney in the 24th congressional race. A Democrat in what is a bright red district, Wagenhauser didn't have much of a shot, but still ran anyway, telling friends he felt like he had to out of principle. He was a public interest attorney, in his personal life also an avid runner. His passing followed a brief and sudden illness. Wagenhauser told News 8 last year, leading up to a debate we had at the station, he tried to live his life by his faith, aware of how he could help others. Wagenhauser was 65.
Happening today, there will be more calls for justice for Robert Brooks, just a little more than a month after his death.
Justice for Robert Brooks! Justice for Robert Brooks!
This video taken from a previous rally for Brooks, who was an inmate from Greece at the Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. He died December 10th, a day after he'd been restrained and beaten by multiple correctional officers. This video from that rally over the weekend. There will be another rally today outside of the prison.
Also today, Governor Kathy Hochul, will hear from her giving the State of the State address. That's at 1, outlining priorities for the upcoming year.
We have had some previews. The governor laying out some of her proposals so far. They mainly focus on affordability, but Hochul also calls for investments in youth mental health services. It does include things like training high school students to identify and respond to signs of mental health challenges.
Your best friends, your classmates, spend a lot more time with them than you do your parents. Your classmates can be that helpline for you.
The governor has also proposed connecting licensed mental health care facilities to state-funded after-school programs and improve access to professional support. Stick with News 8 throughout the day. As soon as that State of the State is aired at 1 p.m., we will bring you all the latest updates and breakdowns of the policy proposals on air and online at rochesterfirst.com.
Before we get a final check of that forecast with James, the view from our Greater Rock Sky Eye moving along okay on 490, 590 southbound looking good as well. 390 through Henrietta, good to go. And on the thruway, looking fine between the exits at Henrietta and Victor. That's our Greater Rock Sky Eye. Cold day coming up here again.
Definitely.
Yeah, and really no issues outside of the few spots, Wayne County, Wyoming County, where you get that lake effect. That's why we put those words in there, lake effect. It tells you some snow for spots, towns, others get nothing. I think everybody gets a shot of snow tonight after about 9 or 10 p.m. through about midnight, 1 a.m., inch or two there. Scattered snow showers tomorrow, and then kind of a slow warm up into Friday and Saturday. Busy weekend, but overall, it doesn't look as bad as it did the past few days.
Midweek next week. Cold coming here.
Can you get more cold?
We'll be watching.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll
yes.
see.
Enjoy your day, everybody.
Have a great one.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.